Last time on Salt and Siren.
We finally get you to the same city that we're in, Demopolis, Alabama. Yay, welcome guys. Although I'm not so sure you actually want to stick around for what's ahead, because the work really now begins. But we're going to have a little fun in between. Are you ready? Welcome. Wait a minute, that's not a boat. You'd be right, that is my son Evan. And since we're part-time liveaboards, that means we have also plenty of land-based responsibilities, and that would include my child. So he was home for part of his summer vacation with me. We break this up into 2 different times. And so I took him to various places around Indianapolis that we've always wanted to see, but we haven't yet. And this is the beauty of our channel. You actually get to see a little bit of the land-based life as we move our way into liveaboard life. And this is kind of how we do it. So enjoy the view. It was actually a really fun couple of weeks with him, and we made it a rather historical summer. This is the state capitol. They still exist. And then we went down the street, which is not far from where we live in the center of Indianapolis, to the War Memorial. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Indianapolis War Memorial, it is actually quite remarkable. It's one of the biggest odes to memorials like this in the country. And so we really had a good time just exploring this. I haven't done it yet, I'm sad to say, after my years of living in this city. But it was really great to do it with my son, especially at an age where he could truly appreciate what it was that we were doing. And I'll just let you check out the views. It was really quite cool.
Have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
When America suffers, we as a Congress and as a government stand united. Today's despicable acts were an assault on our people and on our freedom.
This is a pretty vicious attack upon New York. It's an attack upon America. It's an attack upon the whole concept of freedom and our way of life.
And no one should doubt America's resolve.
The staff have been doing a heroic job in terms of responding to the patient.
They can destroy buildings, they can kill people, and we will be saddened by this tragedy, but they will never be allowed to kill the spirit of democracy.
Make no mistake, the United States will hunt down and punish those responsible for these cowardly acts. We will do whatever is necessary to protect America.
Every other subject gets pushed to the side. This is an attack upon the core values of this country and who we are, and we will respond with a single voice. We will line up behind our commander-in-chief. We'll take every step that's necessary.
This is unbelievable. I live right down the street from this. It's unbelievable. Evan and I are just blown away.
After a little stroll with history, we decided to have a little fun. It was Pride Week as well, and so Evan experienced his first Pride Week and even got into the fun a little bit with one of my wigs. The rest of our visit was filled with plenty of laughter and lounging, and then Evan had to go home, which meant we had to go to the boat and get finally some work done. It's always a bit of an adventure living in the middle of a city, trying to pack up your vehicle filled to the gild with everything that you need to work on a boat. Not ideal, but the cat was excited. She was ready to go back to the boat. I think she likes the boat better than the apartment. And this is how it goes. I pack up the rest of the house, and Todd makes his way to get the car.
We actually park in a parking structure that's about 2 blocks from our apartment, because our apartment does not have parking on site. So I'm gonna go grab the car. Off to the car.
So it takes us about 10 hours from Indy to Demopolis, Alabama, which is pretty significant considering we only have 1 day in there to work on the boat, which means projects kind of go pretty slow, and we're pretty ambitious though. We like to talk a big game.
So what's the plan? Speak up loudly.
Get through this rain.
What about after that?
Drive another 600 miles.
Okay, let's just skip to the part where we get to the boat.
Oh. Get to the boat. Probably we'll get there tonight, so we'll get our electrical situation figured out. I think we're tripping the breaker because we're using too much power. It's a land circuit. 15 amps, I think, instead of our normal 50 amp dockside circuit. So we've got to probably turn off the refrigerator and some stuff that's using some energy and tripping the breaker. Cut down to our life support essentials. So we're probably walking into a musty boat, hot musty boat, that we'll figure that out first, get that situated. Get up early in the morning, take a look at the bottom, figure out what all we can get done this weekend as far as sanding and applying new bottom paint. We also want to try to attack the boot stripe. It's a blue color. We want to change that up, so we got paint for that. We got all the tools, I think, with us to do it, so we'll see how far we get. Check the through holes, lubricate those, get a game plan on the zincs. Change out the magnesium zincs for saltwater. Get parts and pieces list for adding flush out for the engines, and probably just some cosmetic stuff. That's the plan. Whatever Mama wants to do.
Right.
Safe to say we didn't get a quarter or a fraction of that done, but you know. On this particular weekend, it was a holiday weekend, so we actually had 2 days to work on the boat, which was a real treat. And it's always so awesome to not arrive in the middle of the night, for one, but to drive up to your boat at sunset, even if she's not on the water. You know, it's kind of nice.
So we're on the boat next morning. I'll do a little recap about what happened last night, because you see the boat's a little in order and little disarray here. We had to pull the flooring up last night, just the carpet.
We had a little leak.
We had a little situation with the water, and you can see where there's no water out there.
But we had an issue with water.
There's no water out there, but we had water inside the boat. So this is where we're at. It's kind of the situation of the boat. It's pretty good shape, but we got some stuff to deal with. There's some spots we got to sand down. You can see, here's an example, I guess, if you can see this. So you can see where the paint that protects the bottom has over time chipped off. This is all below the water line. You can kind of see where the water line sits right here. I guess right here. And this is from where the straps were, but that's actually just, it's not through it. There's another example there. We're going to rough this up, we'll tape it off, and we're going to paint this a different color. But all these little through holes where we bring water into the boat for different reasons. heat exchangers and for air conditioners and things like that. We're going to have to check. But all in all, the boat's in great shape. There's no blistering, which is common on boats. The fiberglass is in great shape.
Aw, 2 lovebirds.
I put deodorant on.
I did.
I didn't. It's gonna be a long weekend.
And after that little assessment, it is time to get to work. So let the sanding begin. Messiest job ever. So I was rather dumb and didn't wear a suit for part of the sanding. You can all shame me down below because I know that was rather stupid and I won't do it again. But Todd in his cute little suit took the brunt of the work.
Okay, we're going to shoot some lithium grease up into the 3 holes. You see, yeah, back in that hole. There you go. Just shoot it. More than that.
Well, I don't know yet.
Well, you can open your eyes. Really lay into it. There you go. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up there and I'll actuate it a couple times and I'll have you shoot it again.
Okay. Ooh. Oh.
That's what we want.
Well, that wasn't so hard. In the middle of this, we met Terry, who is another Chris Craft owner.
I love these Chris Craft boats.
I do too.
They're just great.
They just look like a boat should look.
Yeah.
You know, there may be better boats out there or whatever, but these boats just look like a boat should look.
Yeah.
Meet Terry, a good old Alabama boy who we have spent plenty of time with in the yard now and have become great friends with. And I know he watches, so hey Terry.
Little change in plan.
Yeah. It's just too hot.
It's too hot. It's 100 degrees out. And the air conditioner is having its own journey today. So since we have the cat with us, instead of fighting the heat, panic attack, worrying about the cat being too hot, which it obviously would be.
It's too hot for her.
We just get a hotel room. So we're here for 2 nights. We'll work on the boat. That way we can just come home and chill.
And now for a little wash down to see what we missed, so we could sand again because it was so much fun the first time.
Morning. We're back. So I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was rough. It was a long day of sanding and yeah, so I'm really glad that part is over. But if you look, and I'll give you a closer look here in a second, but we had no blisters, which was really awesome. We'll do a little epoxy work just to make sure that we're reinforcing some what look to be thinner areas, but we're not even sure if that's the case, but at least maybe they'll be more protected, and better safe than sorry, right? So today I think we can paint, and I don't think we'll get to the boot stripe today. That'll probably be a different trip. We'll do maybe the boot stripe and zincs on our next trip, but we want to make sure that we get the bottom painted. That will be a huge weekend of sanding and the bottom paint. So overall, pretty pleased. Looking forward to another day.
Hi, I got with Terry and I got something we can mix our.
Oh, I have something too. Anyway, you
like
don't even.
We made 2 stir sticks, and they got a little bit more history about Terry. Well, we have to, maybe 2/3. So we got the port side looking pretty good. Boot stripe's still not done, but the bottom has got its coating on it. Got all the way around. It started to just kind of storm, plus we weren't sure we had enough paint, so a few touch-ups for next weekend, and we're all the way around to this side.
So we called it a day because we had a party to get to, and let's just be honest, fish boils are more important. So if you look all the way through this marina, that is where our boat is in the Demopolis Yacht Basin, and then this is Kingfisher Bay Marina, and this is where they were having a fish fry. I guess they do that during holidays. The perfect opportunity to cool down and have a good conversation with Terry. Alright, before we sign out, you've got to check out this cool invention. Watch.
Boom.
Magic. Pure witchcraft magic. On the next episode of Salt and Siren, we head home to get some work done. Kind of important. And then I meet up with my son so we can do a little more summer sightseeing to America's largest home. And of course I take him all over God's green acre because that's what I do in the summertime with my limited time with him. And then from there, we get back to the boat. Minor details.
Filled out some paperwork.
He did about 15 more steps than anybody ever
They wanted me
does
to
when they drop
write
off
down
the
the
car.
car's VIN number and stuff.
What it had for breakfast.
We'll explain better later. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.